Hi. So I'm here at my community garden plot. This is my chaos garden. This is a little side project I've been working on in the background for a while. It is, it's chaotic, but basically it's at a point where I have to thin everything because it's way too densely packed. And if I don't, I hate having to kill plants that are doing fine, but they're so densely packed together that if I don't thin it out and kill a bunch of plants intentionally, then none of them will grow properly because they're just too dense. So it's like you have to kill some so that the others may live. Does that make sense? I've been thinking about check this out. This is all radishes. Way too many radishes. They're a little overgrown as well, but the greens are still good. But I just been thinking about how existence itself, life, is fundamentally a brutal, miserable, horrible thing. We have this illusion of life being enjoyable because of the hard work that we've done to create this culture, civilization of excess, but it's in almost every way founded upon unethical practices of waste and abuse and enslavement and forceful ignorance versus the true raw nature wilderness of reality. The real world is a brutal, miserable, horrible experience of fight for survival, of you know survival of the fittest. And I'm thinking about that in terms of the plants that are the smallest are the ones that I'm going to pull out and kill, and the ones that are growing well are the ones I'm going to keep and pull out everything around them to ensure that they grow properly. And, I'm not really quite sure what to think of all that. It's not like I have some, sorry, bad habits. Once I start, I have to finish. It's not like I have some sort of uh, philosophical conclusion to these statements, but I think that they are statements that make people very uncomfortable, and a lot of people dismiss them entirely and say, no, no, that's not true. Life is a beautiful, wonderful experience, an adventure, blah, blah, blah. No, it can be because we've created a fake, artificial world in which that can happen. But all of that, as I said, is built upon the backs of the people doing the hard work so that others don't have to. And that's not fair. And you see this cycle throughout history. There are the people that do the hard work to build a great society, and then everyone kind of forgets about all this hard work stuff, and they just want to reap the rewards. And then there aren't enough people supporting that society, and then it starts to collapse. And then, so it's this difficult, what's it? Strong people make good times make weak people make difficult times make strong people make good times, and it's this eternal cycle that we've seen throughout all of history. And so I guess that could be my conclusion is just remember, I, I think uh, I think it's just we need to continue to reiterate the fact that life is a horrible, miserable thing, and we need to remember, keep that in mind, because when we forget that, when we become so consumed by the good times that we allow it to make us weak, that's when everything becomes miserable again. So if we can remember that things are miserable at the foundation, then we can stay strong and keep things good and keep things not miserable. It's when we forget the misery that we are forced to remember it to an inevitable collapse. Well, inevitable when we forget that the collapse can happen, that's what makes it inevitable. If we can remember and keep that in mind, learn from history, then we can try to keep things good. And it's really annoying to feel like a minority of people who are remembering the hard times and trying to do the hard work and support a civilization and keep things good. It's difficult to feel like I'm in the minority of people doing that, and the majority of the people are working meaningless jobs that don't really provide much value and aren't supporting our culture, our civilization, our society. And the more people that leave those foundational necessary things like farming, like the trades, construction, right? The more people that go to work at Starbucks, and again, nothing against these wonderful things, but there has to be a better balance of managing the workforce. When people work at like wonderful things that are not necessary, like musicians, love music. God, see, and then this is where it gets difficult because I'm trying to list off different things. There's the necessary things like everyone must have food, shelter, water. We need plumbers, we need farmers, we need construction workers, we need, debatably, electricians. Like, we lived for a long time without electricity, but it's essentially necessary now. Like, there's a lot of things we need, and then there's things like trampoline parks and axe throwing and bars and the entire weed industry and God, what else could I come up with? The county fair, like, great stuff. Movies, music, love all of it. But if you have too many people doing this and not enough people doing this, you pull that foundation out, it's going to collapse, right? We have to have some sense of workplace, or not workplace, sorry, workforce management. And as far as I've searched, not much. I could search more, but like, it's something that I've never seen any semblance of a workforce management anywhere in my life. And it's like, I'll be honest, I haven't searched as much as I could. I could look harder, but it's like something that foundational to maintaining the capacity of a society to exist at all should be easy to find. Like, I shouldn't have to go search hard for it. The fact that I haven't been able to find it easily makes me assume that it doesn't exist. This, like if you strip everything down to a small scale, like a little village of 1,000 people or something, it's very easy to say, okay, with the current farming technology that we have at that time, back in prehistory, let's say hypothetically, and I don't know if these numbers are accurate at all, I'm just throwing out a purely hypothetical situation. Let's say a farmer is capable of producing, like one person is capable of producing enough food for 40 people. Then if you have 1,000 people, I don't have my calculator on me, let's make this easier on myself. Let's pick better numbers. Let's say one person can create enough food for 100 people. We have a village of 1,000 people, that means we need at least 10 farmers. And so then you go to the village and you say, okay, who's going to be our farmers? Or we already have our 10 farmers, right? That's how we are able to build that village of 1,000 people. And then a farmer dies, and then we go to the village and we say, hey, we need at least 1 or 2 people to take over this farm. Or the population grows to 2,000, and we go to the village and we say, all right, we need 10 to 15 more farmers, and I'm overshooting a little bit to make sure that we have enough. Easy, simple, makes total sense, right? Why don't we have that? What are we doing as a species? Sorry. I don't think we have that. If we do, please, someone tell me. because I have never seen it. So that's one of the infinite things that's pissing me off today. So thank you for listening and question everything.